Está en el bus. Good. Chaya? No. Because it would have to be muchos pasajeros. Good. Last one. Manuela. Good. Algunos están sentados, pero otros están de pie, on foot. Yes. Hay un letrero. There's a sign that indicates that the bus stops here, that bus 23 stops here. Yesterday at the end of the hour, you worked on page 23, exercise J. Do you have these sheets today, Badleg? 23? If you look on the top of 23, this is basically a summary of what we talked about yesterday. The following adjectives are regular in the comparative and the superlative. And we talked about those yesterday: mejor and el mejor, peor, el peor, mayor, el mayor, and menor and el menor. Since these adjectives end in a consonant, they have only two forms, singular and plural. And to form the superlative, the definite article is used. And we went through all that yesterday. On the bottom of 23, first statement, read it with the correct response, please. Elisa. Pero es not mejor, but mayor. Is older than I am. M-A-Y-O-R, mayor. Juana no es vieja. She's not old, but is older than I am. Número dos. Pardon me? Mejor. Mayor is the way it's pronounced. You might have, it's M-A-Y-O-R. Okay? Diana Maria, dos. Menor, good. Menor on number 2. Right. Jose is very young. He is my younger brother. Menor. No, it's menor. M-E-N-O-R. Good. La mejor. The best. You need a la with this one, yes, because it's the superlative of the factory. Number 4. Juana. Yeah, but it's of all, so it's superlative, so it's el peor. Es el peor de todos. Rafael. Number 5. Manolo es, you're saying Manolo is than the others because he doesn't study. So you won't be saying he's better, but he's worse, which is peor. No, just peor. Manolo es peor. Right. Geraldo, next one. You have the right adjective, but you need to make it agree with the noun. So it should be son. No, mejor is the right one. Mejores. Because you're talking about no. I think it has something to do with all the mics being on. I'll just keep repeating them. I need to have the mics on. Okay. Number 7. Diana.
La carne es buena, pero el queso es el mejor.
Not el mejor, but just Mejor. Meat is good, but the cheese is better. You're only saying better, not the best.
Well, how do you know when? Well, maybe I'm trying to say that cheese is best. Instead of saying the carne is good, but
Meat is good, but the cheese is better.
the best. The best.
Fine. If you want to write el mejor there, it's fine. But you're comparing things, so you really should have mejor, but el mejor would work. Number 8. Victor. That picture is bad, but the others are better, is what you said. What do you want to say? No? You're saying that photo is bad, but the others are... They're worse. What would the word be? Peores. There's no J in there. It's peores. You're saying peores. Chailla.
Este muchos son jóvenes. Son menores que los. No. Son menores que los otros.
You have the right adjective, but you need to make it plural. Son menores que las otras. Estas muchachas son jóvenes. They are young. They are younger than the others. Manuela. Menores, right. Last one. Carmen is a girl's name, though, so it should be el menor. Carmen es muy joven, es el menor de la familia. Any questions on those? Peores and... Here, I'll... You have the adjectives in English. You have the adjectives good, better, and best in English. I need everyone's attention, please. You have the adjectives in English, good, better, and best. In Spanish, we would say bueno is good, better is mejor, and the best is el mejor or la mejor, and so on. If you'd like to say bad, worse, and worst, you have malo, peor, and el peor. Younger would be menor, youngest would be el menor or la menor. We did this yesterday, yes, I'm just reviewing it for someone. And the last one, old, we don't have a word for old. Older would be mayor, oldest would be el mayor. Page 22, please. Yes. It is la menor. Okay, on page 22, let's go through these together, please. Exercise A, repitan. Carlos? Try it together. Carlos es bueno, pero su hermano es mejor. Y Tomás es el mejor de todos. Exercise C. Repitan, María es mala. Bien, repitan, su hermana es peor. Teresa es la peor de todas. Exercise E. Take a couple minutes and go through these. You do not need to write these out or do them so you have to turn them in. Just go through them orally, please. First one on E. Elisa, ¿es bueno este carro?
Sí, es bueno este carro.
Good. Sí, es bueno este carro or este carro es bueno. Diana María, ¿es mejor ese carro? Good. Ese carro es mejor. Sofía, Raquel, ¿es el mejor de todos aquel carro?
El carro es el mejor de todos.
Bien, aquel carro es el mejor de todos. Next one. Juana, ¿es buena estudiante Teresa?
Teresa es buena estudiante.
Teresa es buena estudiante. Next one. Rafael, ¿es mejor estudiante María? Good. María es mejor estudiante. Carmen, ¿es María la mejor estudiante de la clase? Good. María es la mejor estudiante de la clase. Geraldo, ¿es mala esta guitarra? Bien, Diana, ¿es peor esa guitarra?
Esa guitarra es peor.
Alicia, ¿es aquella guitarra la peor de las tres? Good. Victor, ¿es malo Gómez? Peor González. Del grupo Ramírez. Good. Ramírez es el peor del grupo. Any questions with that? Have it. Page 25. Actually, you don't need to go to 25. Just take out your notebooks. This is notes. If you will recall, in Chapter 1, we discussed the imperfect tense. And the imperfect tense was one of the two past tenses. The other of the two being the preterite. And we discussed that in about chapter 15 of your other book. Now, as I had said, for now, your only concern should be learning the tense, how to conjugate each specific tense. In chapter 4 or 5 of your book, we will discuss the differences of the two tenses, and you can then identify when we use preterite and when we use imperfect. But for now, simply knowing how to conjugate them should be enough. We start with an AR verb, let's say hablar. And just as with the imperfect, we start off with the stem of the verb, which is formed by dropping the AR. First person singular to the stem of the verb, we add what? E with an accent. To form. No? This is A-S-T-E. This is preterite. Aste. Third person. O with an accent. First person plural. A-M-O-S. Third person plural. A-R-O-N. Good. Four. Pardon me? No. There's no written accent. If you want, there could be one over the A, but you don't need it there. That's where the natural accent falls. For ER and IR verbs, take comer or vivir, we'll be using the same endings. And again, we form the stem by dropping the ER or the IR, and then adding appropriate endings. First person is I with an accent. To. Iste. Third person. Io. Imos. And ieron. And hopefully this is review for you. If you would like or...
All the teachers should be dismissed from class at this time. All speech members going to the meeting be dismissed at this time.
Please don't give me silent ones because I don't want to have to know outside. Okay. Please don't let me. Please if I know about it. A through Z. Everything. What's up, Rachel? Is that Michelle? What, Michelle? What, y'all? Oh, y'all have fun now here. Well, Karen just shipped on down. You don't have any kids. You don't have any kids for me. Tell him about us. Rachel, hit him and then tell him that's because I love him. Okay.
Page 25D. Take a couple minutes, just go through these. You can do them on scratch paper, or you can do them in your head. Whatever's easier is fine. 25D. I'll put 25 on the overhead then. I'll tell you what, I'll give you, I'll just read the statements to you and go from there. And the verb is comer, and we want the to form of it. Pardon me? Preterite tense, right. You want me to leave this up? You can do it any way you want. If you want to write it down, fine. Number 2, the yo form of volver, V-O-L-V-E-R. Number 3, the nosotros form of the verb cruzar, C-R-U-Z-A-R, cruzar. Number 4, the ella form of the verb comprar. Number 5, salir, and the subject is el bus. Number 6, the verb is abrir. The subject is yo. Abrir, it means to open. A-B-R-I-R. Number 7. Subject is Pablo y yo. The verb is vender. Number 8. The verb is recibir. The subject is la familia. Number 9. The verb is conocer. The subject is él. And number 10. The subject is los Garcia. And the verb is vender. Manuela, read the statement with a... Good. Tu comiste todo el... I don't know if you did or not. If not, you can just follow along. That's fine. I'm here. The one that you took last week? Yes. Teresa missed them also, so why don't you get together with her one day. Just come in during one of my other hours and I'll give them to you. You can come in at the end of an hour, or the beginning of an hour, over lunch. Can you find some time? Over lunch would be fine. Why don't you just think about it? Figure it out. I don't want you to... Let's start on page 19 first. If you want to go to page 19. And let's go through the new words, or at least the pronunciation of them. Repiten. Parada. Bus. Letrero. Esquina. Niño. Sentado. De pie. Cruzó. Avenida. Conductor. Conduce. Cobrador. Pasajera. Pagó. Dio. Ticket. Mano. Derecha. Maleta. Izquierda. Top of the next page. Forastero. Una cuadra. Virar. Las afueras. Caro. Barato. Cómodo. La ruta. Recomendar. Now, page 7 in your workbooks, or actually just page 7 on your sheets. And you just got these sheets today, Bad Lake? Okay, so just follow along, and if you can write them in, or 1 and 8. Yeah, just follow along then, please. First question on A. Manuela, ¿está de pie la señora?
Sí, la señora está de pie.
Good. Sí, la señora está de pie. ¿Qué tiene ella en la mano derecha? Sofía, Raquel.
Ella tiene un libro en la mano derecha.
Bien, ella tiene un libro en la mano derecha. ¿Qué lleva en la mano izquierda? Fernando.
3.
Mhm.
Ella lleva una maleta en la mano izquierda.
Good. Ella lleva una maleta en la mano izquierda. Juana, cruza la calle la señora. Good. La señora cruza la calle. Hay un letrero en el dibujo. Rafael.
No hay un letrero en la
Good. No hay un letrero en el dibujo. What is letrero? Sign. There's not a sign in the drawing. Camina la señora. Carmen is not here. Miguel. Number 6. La señora camina. Good. Exercise B. Correct each false statement based on the illustration. El conductor le dio un ticket a la pasajera, Geraldo. You don't have it finished? Okay. Diana? It is. All of these are false statements.
Duh! Oh, shoot, I marked them all true, Mr. Fitzer. I thought that was, oh, I'm sorry, I'll fix it.
Diana?
El cobrador le dio un ticket a la pasajera.
Good. El cobrador le dio un ticket a la pasajera. El cobrador conduce el bus. Chaya.
El conductor conduce el
Good. El conductor conduce el bus. La pasajera está sentada. Manuela.
La pasajera está a pie.
Bien. La pasajera está de pie. El cobrador está de pie es fine. Fernando, el cobrador está de pie.
El cobrador está de sentada.
Bien, está sentada.
Está sentada.
Yes, el cobrador está sentada. Good. El conductor le pagó al cobrador. Juana? Bien, la pasajera le pagó al cobrador. Yes.
You have a stapler.
Number 4. Collector is on foot. Could be la pasajera está de pie or el cobrador está sentada. Está sentada.
You have a stapler.
And number 4. El pasajero or la pasajera está de pie would be fine.
El cobrador está sentada.
Yes, sentado.
Then number 2 would be la pasajera está de pie.
Right.
Can I go, okay, can you just do me a favor? You know, I checked the books out for this next report I was
Is
doing.
this something we have to talk about now? Could we wait for a while on
I was
this?
gonna say, could you mention to Mrs. Champ that I have the book? I mean, that I was using them for reporting if she didn't believe it. Hey, I told her they're pretty fast.
Yes. Why don't you let me start, and once I'm done with the little bit I have to go through, I will be more than happy to give you a list of what you're missing. In your books, please, page 25.
Color is totally different on both sides.
What page did you say was the story? What page was that on? You know I never...
We're on 25 right now.
Hey,
25 looks like this.
looks like...
Tomorrow, right?
What?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit different now.
We don't have our Spanish book. That's okay.
This.
Page 25 we're on right now. Forget about everything else.
This story before,
Page before the story.
Sorry, what number is 2? That's on
The
2
page...
5?
No, it's only the 5 and the 2
There.
that I was stupid.
Chapter 2 is discussing regular verbs in the preterite tense, and we talked about these a few days ago. We will just review them again today and probably do some more exercise with them tomorrow, or excuse me, on Thursday. Yes?
I'm getting a lot of static over here.
It's over the wire brush. You get static. Up on the table.
How about now?
story before the page. The page, you go ready?
Why don't they talk back? People always nod their heads or something.
Page 25, exercise C. Take a minute and just go through these. You don't have to write anything down. Just go through these quickly. They want you to change this.
Volver.
First one on page 25. Rafael come mucho. Sophia, read it using the preterite. Rafael comió mucho. Bien, Rafael comió mucho. Juana, ¿quién escribe mejor que ella?
¿Quién escribió mejor que ella?
Good. ¿Quién escribió mejor que ella? Número 3. Miguel, ¿ustedes miran la fábrica? Just give me the verb. Bien, ustedes miraron la fábrica. ¿Necesitan ustedes más ayuda, Geraldo?
Necesitaron ustedes más ayuda.
Bien, necesitaron ustedes más ayuda. Los estudiantes toman... Where have you gone, Alicia? Bien, Diana, Maria, same question. It's an AR verb, so it should be tomaron, not tomiar. A-R-O-N. Los estudiantes tomaron fotos. Yo no salgo temprano. Linda. Bien, yo no salí temprano. Next one, Elisa.
Does this one work? Guys! Does this work? Does this mic? Okay.
Make it good deal.
I dropped it on the floor. I thought I broke it. Vieron.
Read the whole statement.
Vieron ustedes al profesor.
Bien, vieron ustedes al profesor. Nosotros bajamos del tren a las 5. Chailla.
Nosotros bajamos del tren a las 5.
Bien, nosotros bajamos del tren a las 5. It doesn't change. Tú no vuelves nunca, Godofredo.
Tú no volviste nunca.
Bien, tú no volviste nunca. Ellas suben las montañas, Diana.
Ella subió las montañas.
Ellas
Subió.
I
was wrong. Subieron.
subieron las montañas. Okay. Any questions with those? Over to 24. And we'll just go through these together quickly. You don't need to write anything out here. Just follow along in your book. We're on 24A, or on your sheets.
What are we doing? Following along?
You're just following along and we'll be going through these together. First statement, Alicia, ¿preparó la comida la abuela?
No, I guess
Good, la abuela preparó la comida. Trabajó.
Tomás trabajó en la fábrica.
Bien, Tomás trabajó en la fábrica. Víctor, ¿compró los boletos la señora? Bien, Eva, next one. Bien, Elisa, paró el bus en la esquina. Bien, el bus paró en la esquina. Linda, ¿comió la hamburguesa Paco? Bien. Manuela, ¿dependió de su padre, su amigo? Good. Su amigo dependió de su padre. Salió el turista, Sofía, Raquel.
El turista salió.
Bien, el turista salió. Fernando, ¿decidió salir la señorita? Bien, la señorita decidió salir. Juana, ¿viajaron en avión los pasajeros?
Los pasajeros vivían en
Bien, ¿tomaron ellos fotos, Rafael? Good. ¿Hablaron mucho los chicos, Geraldo?
Los chicos hablaron mucho.
Good. One more. Godofredo, ¿comieron ellos el pollo?
Ellos comieron el pollo.
Bien, ellos comieron el pollo. Unless you have questions on those, I'd like you to use the rest of the time you have to work on preparing your dialogue on 26, 27, and 28. Keep in mind on 28, you will be asked only 6 to 9 of these questions in your groups of 2. So that means,
Is there anywhere we can go be quieter without having all of us here?
sure. Yes. I'm sorry, what? No, I will just, but you need to prepare all of them. Make sure you don't need to write anything out, you don't need to turn anything in. It's all an oral exercise. And I might have to do something special for you because I'm not going to try to do this over the system. I don't think it'll work too well. So I'll probably have you put it on a tape and then specifically tell you which questions I'd like you to do.
Each one of us is one of us. We each take a little part, right? Answer the question without seeing it. Yeah, but we can look at it now. We just can't memorize. But we can look at and find the answers. Yes.
We can ask the dialogue with us, but no written answers.
So is there some place where we can go speak in our own room? That's your question.
Right. This week yet. No, I do have this week planned out. I don't know what next Tuesday will. You have to check with me on Monday. Can you do that?
Well, I might be gone Tuesday. They want me as like a room on the, no before then.
I'm sure I can. I'll look and see what I can figure out. Okay.
Okay.
Let me get started here, please. I just need your attention for a few minutes. Those of you in Battle Lake, make sure you turn your papers in to whomever, and you can work on your tapes. Now, what I want you to do, what I will be doing here is just taking them in groups. It won't be possible over the system. So what I want you to do is read the dialogue on the tape in your groups of 2, and then do 6 questions, and I'll give you a list of questions that I want each of you to do, to put on there.
He said it wasn't very important because it is of no importance at all. It was left it in regard to our body.
And in your groups, one of you can ask and one of you can answer, and you can divide it up any way you'd like.
Okay, we were talking to Mr. Crowley, me and Karen, and he said he remembers us handing in our workbooks and he sent them, but
Spanish one either, so there must be something somewhere that things are not getting through. So I'll check with somebody here and see what I can do.
he mailed them like weeks ago, but he said they've been having trouble this year with losing things.
Seems it. Did he send them through the mail, through the post office, or
I think so. I'm not sure.
courier? Why don't you find out and double check
Okay.
so I know for sure. You're free to go wherever you need to go to do your taping. I think you'll have to go to the library, so whenever you have to leave, feel free to leave. Battle Lake. If you have to make, wherever you have to go to make your tape or do your tape. Make sure your tape and your paper get sent today, though, so they can go on your quarter grade here. So One more thing I need to mention. There's a couple things on your worksheets you should be working on when you're not doing your paper, and it shouldn't take you more than about 15 or 20 minutes. Don't have too much time free. Pages, exercises D through G in your workbook are on pages 8 and 9 on your sheets. And it's a review of what we've been doing. So, like I said, it shouldn't take you more than 15 or 20 minutes.
D and what? E?
D through G. D, E, F, and G. It's review of the preterite and review of the irregular comparatives. Pardon me? We'll go through them tomorrow in class. Yes, Stacy. No, you, in your story, just summarize and do some reading from one of the stories. Just do it that way. That's. I had let them know on Thursday or Friday, I don't know what day, that there was a test on Tuesday. Now, since you were gone yesterday, or gone on Friday, excuse me, and gone on Thursday, you have the option of, at least those of you here, have the option of waiting until Wednesday to take the test, but you cannot, I won't let you take it in class. It'll have to be outside of class. If not, you'll have to take it tomorrow. That's the only way I can set it up. Then you'll have to make it up. This is the first day of the new quarter. Tomorrow will be, so that's no problem. Just make it up as usual. Or as you usually do, I should say. Excuse me. No, everyone, the test is scheduled for tomorrow. If you decide you don't want to take it tomorrow, you can wait until Wednesday, but you'll have to do it on your own time. So you have two options. You don't have to take it Wednesday if you don't want. Actually, just, as long as it's this week sometimes, you just make it up, okay? No. But we're not working today either, so. 2 minutes, and then you can talk. All you have to do today is Spanish 2 this year will be taking care of Juan's little Mexican retreat. You will be putting it on, and you will be serving and everything. So that Juan's little...
In the cafeteria. We get you bartenders and everything.
Sure. I would like you to be here. It's sometime in April. I haven't set a date yet. It's usually during the week sometime. I think that's when we've had it. We will talk about it more specifically when I have a date set up with the school here. But thanks, Trevor. But we usually right. Right. What you will need to do, Bad Lake, why don't you do me a favor and run, and you'll need construction paper and markers and scissors and glue and stuff like that.